It didn't come back up very good. Yeah. And this one's it got poly bristles.
On today's video, we're out at the camp for a few days, getting a few jobs done, but we're also going to have a little fun too. Sissy's decision to live with a convict in that trailer behind Gilly's, poor decision. Hey there, outdoor YouTubers. Well, we're out at the camp for a few days. Me, my two sons, Pete and Nick, and our buddy Scott, and thought you might want to come along with us.
Yeah, what did you must have brought the other one back.
Yeah, I did.
That
yes.
old one.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, it must not be running.
I'm just putting it by the front.
Yeah, Scott's going to show you exactly what he's got going here.
Just lift this up. And then you guys wheel it up into place.
Easy.
Or you lift it into place, whichever you do.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it should work real good. Perfect.
Ta-da.
Yeah, for those people that don't really use generators, you know, we've got a whole utility shed here, but you really don't want to just stick a generator and then run it in any kind of a closed shed. You got exhaust, you got fumes, you got heat coming out of the exhaust. You got to make sure you got some good open air. Generators like to stay kind of cool. They don't like to be in a confined box. So okay, let's see what we got this week. Woo! Yeah, there's just a whole colony in there. I'll tell you what though, Scott, it doesn't stink nearly as bad as it did 3 weeks ago.
No, I know that.
I mean, I thought Nick was going to barf there 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, whatever that was.
It was really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some in there. We got some in there. We'll skim those buggers out. And 3 more makes 14. All right.
Is that your highest yet?
That's the highest for 1 week, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it breaks the old record of 12. It was kind of an eye-opener. I got this game camera here that I take little videos of, and it was surprising to me how much these mice can do, how much peanut butter they can get, and not actually fall in the trap. Whacking them and stacking them. This is how you figure out the angle. The angle's perfect, Scott. Perfect angle.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let me get some gloves and I'll go up and
Okay. Thought maybe there was a poltergeist coming out of the wood stove instead of the TV.
No.
Okay.
That's pretty sweet.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, this one gets damped down quite a bit at night. And
That's the difference. That sauna never burns like down low, like almost
Never.
ever.
No, never does.
Move that this way. You know why that bucket is teetery?
Not exactly.
I don't for sure know, but whenever I seen a bucket that kind of wobbles like that, like a weeble wobble, it usually meant that water got left in it and froze, and now it has a bulge in the bottom.
It's very likely what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just carry it
You want
out
me to
and
do
then
it
I'll
for
come
a while?
back.
Yeah,
and
just
get
grab the
rest-
bucket and just
and I'll
carry
get
it
the rest
out.
of it, and then get the door.
Okay. Should I get
First door, yeah.
Yeah, the door first. Pretty warm out here with a sweatshirt on.
Oh yeah.
Where you been throwing them dead mice?
Kind of back there.
Oh, okay. I don't want to go stepping on dead mice here.
No, you're clear here, I think.
And there we go. And now we're all set for. Now we're all set for deer season.
Awesome.
Ta-da!
You
Perfect.
can see this chain's pretty loose, so I'm gonna tighten it up a little bit.
You have problems with your Husqvarna leaking barn chain oil?
This one does a little bit.
They all
The,
do.
the electric not so much. I don't. For some reason, I don't think the electric does.
Mine leaks like crazy. I changed from I told him we had been out. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna." He said, "I'm heading out to camp." Or no, it was Wednesday. He said, "I'm gonna head out to camp and cut a little bit of firewood and do a little bit of bird hunting."
You know, on the camera.
Stayed.
Surprising when you think about the fact that we've already got like 40 mice in the Wheel of Death. I think you'd be able to snuff that kind of stuff out.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, we're out here. Gonna fire up the grill, and whoopsie. There's a little mouse nest in there. So we're gonna have to contend with that. Well, you want to glove up, Nick? No.
Taylor, and they had a little mouse nest, and they didn't realize that they had a mouse nest in the bottom of the grill.
Yeah.
And he was cooking some chuck steaks, and they ate these steaks, and then they realized after the fact that there was a little mouse nest in there. And to this day, Gary claims those were the best steaks he ever ate. It's, it's like, okay, well,
I can see that. It's possible.
yeah, oh yeah, right.
Yeah, so Hot Rebels are going on the top row anyways, so there was no mouse issues on the top row.
Set it in here, and the thing is, it'll connect me to the 3G, and I can load stuff, and then 10 minutes later it'll switch me to the LTE because it'll see that network, and I can't stop it from doing that. That's the
You'd think the main TV station in the main city in the Upper Peninsula could broadcast a signal that most places could get to, but
yeah
no,
yeah.
that's not how it works.
Refreshing. We're out at the camp here, and a lot of times we watch movies, and tonight's movie is going to be Urban Cowboy, starring John Travolta and Deborah Winger. And it's kind of a weird convergence of things here at the camp with the movie Urban Cowboy. And for those of you that don't know, this movie Urban Cowboy came out in 1980, I guess, and it kind of takes place at this Gillies bar in Texas, which was a real bar. Mickey Gilly, the owner, was like a country western singer, and he had this bar. And anyways, so the movie is sort of loosely based on these events that took place at this Gillies bar. And Scott, I don't think either one of us was like a super big Urban Cowboy fan back in the day or anything, but it's a pretty entertaining movie. And we've both seen it, but I think it started out at the camp here is you brought out this pen holder of Gillies beer. They had their own brand of beer back in the day, and you brought out this can of Gillies beer that had been opened up and turned into a pen holder, and largely because you felt like Mickey Gilly looked just like my dad, right?
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
And what's funny about that is I told my dad that, and recently, this you're saying it looks like him back when he was in his 40s or whatever, which is probably is when Mickey Gilly had this photo or whatever taken for the beer can. But so I told my dad that, and he's like, it's funny you say that, because back about 30 years ago, somebody else told me that too. So you're not the only one that thought that my dad kind of looked like
Mickey Gilly. You look like Mickey Gilly.
Right, yeah, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. Yeah. So anyway, for years, we've had this Gillies beer can out here. Okay, whatever, not a big deal. And then, what was it, like maybe 2 years ago, you came across the DVD, Urban Cowboy or something like that?
Yeah. I pick, since we don't have a lot of TV stations, we pick up DVDs. Yeah, you go to this thrift store or whatever, and there's Urban Cowboy.
Yeah.
All right, for $1, I'll pick up Urban Cowboy.
Absolutely.
We might watch it,
So now here's this another convergence, this movie, and we had the can out here already, and then it was this spring, hey?
Yeah.
That you're in Vinny's again,
Yep.
and you came across two copies of the magazine Gillies.
Maybe the only two, volume 1, number 1, 1981 of Gillies, cover of Mickey Gilly and Johnny Lee. And then right after that, volume 1, number 2, Conway Twitty. The interesting thing is volume 1, number 1 would have cost you $1 in 1981, and volume 2 would have cost you $1.50.
Yeah, so it's just kind of this weird convergence. You know, neither one of us is like this real big John Travolta / Urban Cowboy fan, but we kind of got this weird convergence of these things. And for those of you, you know, who really weren't around back then or really weren't paying attention or were kind of young, it was quite the phenomenon, right? That bull riding, the Urban Cowboy, Gillies. I mean, Gillies was selling merchandise and beer, and it was kind of a big to-do back around 1980, you know, in the early 80s.
You could buy a Gillies t-shirt for $8 mail order, or a football jersey for $10.50.
Yeah,
you know.
So it was kind of a big phenomenon. I know locally where we live, there was actually a bar that had a mechanical bull for a while. You know, we're kind of remote up here in the UP, but it stretched all the way up here at one time. The Gillies Urban Cowboy phenomena that we actually had a mechanical bull at a bar up here for a while. So, anyways.
And to be fair, John Travolta was huge at that point, right? I mean, he had done Grease, he had done Saturday Night Fever.
Yes.
He did Urban Cowboy.
Yes, he was it back then, no doubt about it. Yeah, so that's kind of funny. So anyways, this is kind of an introduction to my sons about Urban Cowboy. They're obviously weren't around when back in 1980 when this all exploded on the scene, but so that's the movie for tonight, Urban Cowboy, and we'll get a little feedback from the boys afterward. Sissy rode the bull at Gillies.
No, you ain't. Yes, I am. No, you ain't. Yes, I am, bud. I'm gonna ride that bull. No, you ain't. You think you are, but you ain't.
All right, boys. What did you think of Urban Cowboy?
It's a lot of Texas for one movie.
It is.
I gotta say.
Yeah.
Good acting, good music.
I think getting married after a week is generally a bad idea based on that.
Yeah, there's a couple flaws in the whole plan, right?
Well, I think it was just a couple of days that they got married. I don't think it was a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, there was a couple flaws though, right? Like there was, both Sissy and Bud were drinking too much. They got married way too soon. A lot of problems there. Sissy's decision to live with a convict in that trailer behind Gillies, poor decision. Very poor decision.
I think if you can not work at an oil refinery drunk, you should probably do that.
Yeah. Yep. Bud drank too much and then went into work. It's a bad idea.
I'll tell you what. The other thing that stood out to me is, I think you had to be a guy like Scott Glenn that was totally shredded to be able to wear that black net T-shirt.
Yeah, the mesh shirt.
Yeah. There's not many guys that could pull that off.
No, he did fine with it, you know.
Yep.
And it was interesting. Gator Conley had a comment about it. He said it looked like he was wearing his mom's hairnet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Gator got a little poke in there. But anyways, guys, there's Urban Cowboy. Can you imagine though, like those mechanical bulls were like in a lot of places. A lot of places were doing that, riding the bull.
Oh yeah. No, I'm sure this would have been a fad starter for a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
Another nice thing about the sauna, if you lit it the night before, there's usually some pretty decent warm water still left over the next morning. So you can get in there and do a little wash up in the morning if you feel like it too. Yeah, so I don't know if all you guys caught that video from earlier this summer, but we've got kind of a new addition to the outhouse. Check that out. Yeah, we got this nice stainless steel dispenser here in the outhouse. I don't know, it was actually designed to be like a coin operated machine in a public restroom. Okay. I don't know that we really have much need for this sort of thing out here, but I don't know. I just thought it was fitting. We'll put something in here. I don't know what. Anyways, yeah. That's this nice little new addition to the camp outhouse. Look at that. I got the chaps on, just like that urban cowboy bud.
Awesome.
Okay, I think that's it, eh?
Yeah, all good.
All right, very good. We're getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
And hey guys, if you want to watch more videos on deer hunting, deer camp, and deer processing, be sure to check out the whole channel. And also, remember to hunt, fish, laugh, repeat. Thanks for watching, and God bless.